Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Joanne and this is one of my garden beds. I have 67 raised bed gardens in my garden, so I have over 60 gardens. And this happens to be borage, bed number 52. I'm coming out here today because I haven't tended to it. Borage tends to get really thick and fill it in, so it, I can't get to the weeds. There's a little bit of a prickle to the stems. I don't like prickles. I don't like being stabbed by plants. So what I'm doing here is these seed heads have dried. I'll give you a quick show. So here's the seed heads. And in here, whoop, is a little spider. But in here is the seeds. And what I'm going to do with them is I'm just putting them back into the bed. I will, with all my perennial beds, there's some things that I will do is one, things like this, I will try to reseed. I will let nature do its thing, let nature take care of the whole process of stratification. And then when I come in and I remove these weeds, I'll actually be disturbing the soil and that will get the seeds in. Now, in this bed, I just broke this one, so I might as well get it out. In this bed, currently, there are seedlings. So there are little seedlings. I can tell that this is a borage seedling. It's got fuzziness on it. See the fuzzy? The leaves tend to be a little bit thicker. So I recognize this plant. It's in this bed now. So if I come across seedlings, I will leave them. If I come across this, like a flower that's still flowering, I'll leave it. But these ones that are where the flower heads have died off, I'll just give them a little pull and just spread those seeds into the bed. I try to spread them around. Again, in my garden, my wind comes this way. So I tend not to put them in this corner because they're going to end up there anyways from some of the seeds that have already fallen. But this way, I'm getting things into the other side of the bed. So just wanted to show you that. I've been on the boards again, and I still would like to say to new gardeners, somebody out there said, again, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know where you're getting this information, but the person said, my tomatoes aren't turning red. Should I pull the plants? I'm like, no, don't pull the plants, please. I don't know where this pulling the plants idea comes from. The only time I've ever pulled plants is when I've had a disease. And actually, to tell you the truth, I've never even done that. I've never had an instance where so far I've had a disease so bad I needed to pull the plant and get it out of the garden. I will pull a weed and get it out of the garden, but I won't pull a plant. I planted it. I'm going to give it every chance I can. I have been very lucky, I guess, that I haven't had any, or just this random stick here. I guess I've been lucky that I haven't had any diseases that'll cause me problems. So again, I know that the seeds are in here. I'm not even going to be picky about pulling them out. I just want this to reseed. Now, I'm leaving the stems and everything in here. One, the plants weren't diseased, so there's no reason to pull the plant. Things overwinter in your plants. We get fireflies around here, and they love the leaf litter, so what we do is we come back through, and as soon as the trees start dropping leaves, my husband likes to come back and I ask him to throw the leaves onto the beds. I do compost some of them, but it's just easier to throw the leaves on the bed. And honestly, by spring, most of them are gone. We don't put that thick of a layer on. But these are all in here, are little seedlings, and they're all borage seedlings. So I'm going to leave them. I mean, I guess this plant had something, but honestly, I think it's just tired. Most of the time, they're just tired. And I'm going to keep growing borage in here. The other thing I'm going to come do is I'll probably wait till spring to fertilize. One, I don't want to fertilize baby plants. Your seedlings usually have everything they need. And the last thing I want to do is mess with that. But as I'm digging in here to get these weeds out, I am planting the seeds, and they'll be available. I have not had to start my borage inside. I haven't relied on it except for the first year when I planted this. It's come up every year, but I will still, just in case as insurance, I still start 1 or 2 plants inside. That way I know that if something happened and maybe we had a really harsh winter and for some reason they didn't overwinter, I know for a fact that I will have borage. Borage isn't a lot of people's favorite because it's got spines on it. If you hit them just wrong, it can be irritating. Not that I've ever gotten a rash or anything from it, but it's just that feeling where you're like, bleh, I don't like that. I don't like to be bothered. The flowers face downward. So you can see here on this plant, this flower actually faces downward. Now the bees love it. The pollinators love it. The wasps love it. You name it, they love it. They just go crazy for the borage, at least in my area, my native wildlife, or maybe my invasive wildlife, I'm not quite sure. So I'm just breaking this down a little bit more, releasing those seeds from the seed heads. I'm trying not to damage the plants that are still alive, because then they might give me more seeds. I do have some that are still flowering. So now I'm just kind of checking, like I always do. I check the soil for weeds. I'm a little bit more careful now because I do have some seedlings in here. I do not expect that the seedlings will be able to flower. I am running out of time. For me, it is September, early September. September 5th, 6th. And it's usually not enough time for these to flower, but it might get in the start for these because they are perennials. And I just want to get these, make sure that they get a good start for next year. But I expect dieback. You know, in your garden, you're going to have plants that die back. Now, does this count as pulling the plants? No, because these plants are already past their prime. They're already shutting down. So all I'm really doing is just cleaning this bed of the weeds so that next spring I don't have to fight as many big weeds. I know I'm not wearing gloves again. Really should wear gloves when you are working in a garden. So that's it. I'm not going to do any more. I'm going to leave this bed as is. It may not be the prettiest bed, but it's mine. I think, yep, that's a borage seedling back there. That's borage, that's borage. When you get up close to it, you can tell that too. And one of the things that always helps me is the leaf of the plant is sitting right here, so I can tell. The rest of this will knock down. The seeds are now into the soil, so they should come up next spring. I'll fertilize in the spring. But one of the reasons why, another reason why I do this channel is sometimes gardeners just go through and tell you, but they don't show you. I'm showing you. I'm doing the awkward steps. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll help you. But for new gardeners out there, don't pull your plants. You wait until they're dead before you start to pull them. Oh, that's interesting. I was fertilizing the walking onions, which are behind, which have recovered. If you'll see in another video. So don't give up hope unless somebody tells you that that's absolutely a disease that you need to get out of your garden. This is normal. This is the plants going from seedlings, which are babies, to plants, which are teenagers, to flowering as adults, to now giving up those seeds and using their leaves like grandparents to protect the soil so that, you know, the next generation can start. So it's just a life cycle of a plant. This, you see, I left this one that's green. I left that one. I left that one. They're still growing. So, you know, I'll use that term loosely. There's still some flowers on it. There was actually a bee over in that corner. Can you see that over in that corner there? No, you can't. There you go. See this plant over here? There's plenty of flowers on here. There was just a bee here a minute ago, even though it's cooler today. So don't give up on your plants. This is 52. This is borage. If you ever have any questions, I've been doing a lot of videos where I keep saying don't give up because I keep seeing on the boards people just, maybe it's the weather that year. Maybe my borage looks horrible, but my lavender is the best I've ever seen it. You know, my apple tree only gave me 5 apples, but my peach tree gave me 20. Not enough to can, but enough. So don't give up on your garden. Some years, some things do better than others. This year, my cabbage is doing well. My broccoli did horrible. I got a little bit of broccoli from it, and that was it. And now the leaves are yellowing. So it happens. It really does happen. Just, what is it? Plants happen. So enjoy. Happy gardening. I have 67 raised beds in my garden. So that's why I say I'm over 60. And I hope you enjoy my channel and come back and just sit back and let me talk. Hopefully give you some encouragement and hopefully show you from start to finish with a little bit of speed up. I do speed my videos up a bit. With a little bit of speed up on how things are going. All right. Take care. Happy gardening.